Amaranth is an ancient grain that is similar to quinoa. The small, light tan-colored seed is cooked similarly to rice and oats and eaten as pilaf or porridge or as a menu extender. Amaranth is also ground into a flour and used in baking, particularly in recipes that are gluten-free. Amaranth is sold both as seed and flour and is often found in health food stores. You can also buy it online. Bob's Red Mill has bags of it. In today's discussion, I will talk about the nutritional aspects of amaranth, as well as the emotional support it can provide in wanting to move on from past pain and move through peace and joy again. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath. I love sharing natural remedies with people. Natural remedies have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years, like this grain we're talking about. It is considered an ancient one. These plants are often to our benefit, and often plants can talk to us. It is known as the signature of plants, and this is done through observation. So just looking at this plant and finding out what it is that it can help us with. Amaranth is known as a pseudo cereal. So it can be used like a cereal. So in other words, you can cook it like oatmeal and make a porridge out of it. It is much like buckwheat, but doesn't have the intense flavor of buckwheat. It actually can take on the flavors that you put it with. The seeds can be powdered and used as flour in baking. Now, it is considered a heavy pseudo grain, whatever, and therefore you'd have to use it with like rice or some other kind of very light grain. If you are using it in a flour, you would not just use amaranth. You would use it in combination, and you will find it in a lot of gluten-free flours. It does add wonderful benefits that we'll go into in just a few minutes. So as an extender, it isn't going to add bulk to the food. It's basically going to add really dense nutrition. It's a great source of protein and minerals. So being high in minerals like iron and calcium, phosphorus, manganese, selenium, and magnesium makes it so beneficial for our health. It also is very high in vitamin C, and you need vitamin C to uptake iron. So it really is pretty much a complete package when you look at it. According to WebMD, amaranth is one of the richest plant forms of protein available. The protein is easily absorbed by the body and contains all of the amino acids, which is really hard to find in a vegan source. Even lysine, which is generally only found in animal products, particularly red meat, which some people are off. They really have the misunderstanding that red meat is bad for them. Red meat is really very high, especially if you buy grass-fed and grass-finished beef. It is very high in omega-3, which mostly we find in sea sources like salmon and mackerel and those type of things. But it can really be a pure source of complete amino acids if you eat grass-fed and grass-finished beef. So along those lines, if you're a smoothie person, this is really great news for you, because this product, Nature's Harvest, and you know how much I love Nature's Sunshine, so this is a word from our sponsor here. It provides nutrient-dense plants, fruits, and herbs for health and energy. Now, you know, a lot of people are stocking up and putting aside food for when the stuff hits the fan, so to speak. And our economy is such that we're going to find less and less at the grocery store. It will be important for us to have food on our shelves. And this is a really quick go-to food that provides 80% of your daily value for 16 essential vitamins and minerals. And it contains whole green foods, antioxidants, essential fatty acids, and nutritive herbs, and more. So it provides 13 grams of protein per serving, and there's 30 servings in a package. It's vegan, dairy-free, and gluten-free. So very beneficial for those people who are on restrictive diets. And if you use the link in the description below, you'll get a 25% discount. So this is really a beneficial food. It's advantageous if you're not a baker and you don't want to include it, or if you want to include this, you can make muffins with this. You can add it to many other things other than just making a smoothie out of it. So I mentioned, how does amaranth help with emotions? Well, amaranth, also known as love lies bleeding. Now, there's quite a few varieties of amaranth, but this one in particular, as I mentioned before, if you look at the signature of the plant, when you look at this draping of the blooms and the color reflecting blood red it reminds me of somebody who has just gone to their limits. They have had enough and they're stuck. They're at the point of exhaustion and they have no way of moving through this. And the flower essence of Love Lies Bleeding is perfect for this particular emotion. It's for those who are feeling downtrodden. It is to move the energy to the feeling of hope and joy, where everything will be all right. Now, we can tell our brains that, but if our heart doesn't believe it, then we aren't going to believe it. Our heart has to believe it. And it reminds me of in the Bible where Jesus is saying, not my will, but thy will be done. It is the giving off of this burden and letting somebody else share it with you. And that's what the energy of Love Lies Bleeding does. And when it's combined with other flower essences, it can be an absolutely powerful healing tool. I have seen it work in so many ways. You know, I am a naturopathic doctor. I have worked with energy medicine for the last 25 years. It has been my true focus. It's what I really love to help people with, because there really isn't a lot out there to help people with emotional healing. So I particularly like the remedy called Release It. It says it all. I mean, it's, yes, there is a place for grief, and there is importance in grieving and grieving well. But there's also an importance to know when it's time to move on, that you're stuck in this cycle of sadness. And understanding maybe there's children around you that need your help. Maybe there's other people in your life that both depend on you and you depend on them. And there's more living to be done. And the herbs in this formula are made into an energy. You can find out how that is done by going to Flower Essence Society, and they will take you through the steps of how this medicine is made, much like homeopathic. Now there's, in this particular one, Release It, there's self-heal. Now I've talked about self-heal and the herbal benefits of this particular plant. Some of us know it as a weed. A lot of this is known as weeds. And that's a good thing because they're readily found. Now, we've been talking about love lies bleeding and how important it is to let go. We've talked about chicory. I've done videos on chicory and its benefits. And in fact, nutritionally, I use it as a coffee substitute and found it to be very, very helpful. I have a video on chicory, chrysanthemum, bleeding heart. Bleeding heart. I mean, what is that telling you? Borage, how wonderfully healing borage is. And star thistle. If you'd like to know more about the emotional healing qualities of these remedies, please email me. I would love to hear from you. And when you use the link in the description below, you'll be able to get these at 25% discount. You know, it's important to buy your products from sources that you trust. There's so many pharmaceutical industries that own vitamin companies, and I don't trust pharmaceutical industries. I don't trust that they're going to have your best, excuse me, your best interest at heart. I feel that I've been a part of Nature Sunshine for 50 years, and I've absolutely loved the integrity of the company. They are certainly not owned by a pharmaceutical industry. You know, many medicines, herbal medicines, you have to check with your doctor. You have to make sure that what you're taking is not interfering with your medications. But when you take energy medicine, none of that applies. You can take energy medicine because it doesn't go through the liver. It actually works with your energy to move you into a place of healing. It's so beautiful. Now, it's not nutritive, but it is beneficial. I believe that medicine is all around us and that sometimes we have to look for it. And unfortunately, in this climate, you can't find it on Google. You can't go through the usual search things. It's quite difficult. Even I have to be careful about what I say because YouTube will strike me off if I say the wrong thing. One never knows also where the supply chain is going to be broken and if you'll be able to get things. So it's important to know where you can find something that can benefit you and support good health. So I hope that you're growing food, growing herbs, find nooks and crannies, be on the lookout for weeds that are beneficial. Go through some of the classes that I've presented so that you can have knowledge of what these herbs and good food can do for you. The purpose of these videos is to help you understand that herbs and food help our body get back into balance. And disease occurs when the body is out of balance. And doctors prescribe and diagnose disease. They don't understand imbalances and how you can get the body back into balance. That's not taught in their pharmaceutically run medical schools. And if you don't believe me, go back, read history, 1930s, and how the Rockefellers stepped in, closed a lot of the schools that promoted herbal medicine because they knew the power of drugs and where they could get huge sources of income by doing that. I'm not against medicine. If it's appropriate and needed, it should be taken. I'm against lifelong medicine. That's been something that has occurred in the last 20 years. And also how they promote it to the person and not to the doctor. I think that that's wrong, that people are subjective and they're going to think, oh, that looks like me. I think I'm having this. I think I need to talk to my doctor about this medicine. What you really need to do is investigate why you're having the symptoms you're having and not try to attach it to some diagnosis. Try to attach it to, am I eating the right food? Am I drinking the right water? Am I supporting my body with good rest, good exercise, and the things we know will help our health? So I hope that you like this video, that it's been beneficial, that you comment. Please subscribe to my channel and share it with others so that more people can find the benefits in using natural remedies as part of their healing. If you have any personal issues, then you can email me, Dr. Mary, at bornforhealth.com. You'll find lots of good information on my website, bornforhealth.com. And I hope that you get out, enjoy your garden, enjoy healthy eating, find out what you can do to support your body in good health. Thank you for viewing.